Welcome to MindSwitch Books. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful, yet honestly most overlooked forces that shapes our entire lives, the compound effect. It's this quiet, simple principle that's behind all real success, and we're going to break it all down using Darren Hardy's incredible book as our guide. So, let's dive right in.
Right off the bat, we have to get something straight. We've all been sold a lie. Think about it. We're just bombarded with marketing that promises we can get rich, get fit, and get happy overnight. But the real truth, as Darren Hardy puts it so perfectly, is that real, lasting success just doesn't work that way. It's time to forget the gimmicks and get back to what actually works.
So what is the actual secret to success? Well, it's this right here, the compound effect. It's the idea that you can get these huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices, as long as you make them consistently over a long period of time. You can kind of think of it like the underlying operating system that's always running in your life, whether you see it or not. It's not flashy, it's definitely not instant, but oh my gosh, it is powerful.
And the formula for it is, believe it or not, super simple. It's not about making some massive heroic effort that burns you out. Nope. It's all about the small, almost unnoticeable choices you make every single day. And when you add consistency and time to that mix, the results aren't just big, they create a radical difference in your life.
To really let this sink in, let's use a classic example from the book. It's called the magic penny. The choice is simple, but your answer reveals pretty much everything about the power of compounding. So what's your gut reaction? What would you take?
Now, most people, and let's be honest, would take the $3 million in a heartbeat. Why wouldn't you? It's an instant, life-changing reward. The penny, on the other hand, it seems completely insignificant. It requires patience, it requires faith in a process you can't really see at first, and this choice right here perfectly illustrates the challenge we all face with the compound effect.
Let's just play this out for a second. After 5 days, your friend who took the penny has a whopping 16 cents. You've got $3 million. By day 20, that's 2/3 of the way through the month. They barely have over $5,000. At this point, choosing the penny looks like a really bad mistake. You'd be feeling pretty smug.
But then, the magic happens. In those last 11 days, the growth just becomes explosive. On day 31, that single, lonely penny has compounded to over $10 million. That's more than 3 times the instant cash prize. And get this, it's not until the final couple of days that it even passes the 3 million mark. That is the power of slow, consistent growth finally hitting its tipping point.
Okay, a magic penny is one thing, but how does this principle actually work in our lives? With our health, our careers, our relationships? Well, let's look at a story of 3 friends. They all start from the exact same place. Same income, same health, same everything.
So first we've got Larry. Larry doesn't change a thing. He just keeps doing what he's always done. Then there's Scott. Scott decides to make a few tiny, positive changes. We're talking reading just 10 pages of a good book and cutting only 125 calories a day. That's literally like skipping the cheese on a burger. And finally, there's Brad. He makes a few small, poor choices. Nothing crazy, just watching a bit more TV and adding 1 extra drink a week. For months, you really can't tell any difference between them.
But let's fast forward 31 months. The difference is staggering. Scott, he's lost 33 pounds, he's gotten a promotion at work from all the new stuff he's learned, and his marriage is thriving. People look at him and think he's an overnight success. But Brad? He's gained 33 pounds, and he's unhappy at his job, and his relationship is strained. His small negative habits have compounded into a disaster. And Larry? He's pretty much in the same place, but now he's just bitter about it. By the way, if you're finding this valuable, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. It really helps us out.
And this brings us to such a critical point, summed up perfectly by this quote. It all comes down to our choices. This is where we shift from just understanding what the compound effect is to learning how we can actually apply it. Every single decision, no matter how small it seems, is setting a trajectory for your life.
But here's the real trap. It's not the big, obvious, terrible choices that usually derail us. It's the hundreds of tiny, mindless ones we make every day on autopilot. We're essentially sleepwalking through our days, letting our old habits and programming make our decisions for us.
And that leads to the most important question of all, right? If we're making all these choices unconsciously, how in the world do we take back control? How do we wake up and start living life on purpose?
The answer is actually so simple, it's almost deceptive, but it is incredibly powerful. You start tracking.
Just pick one area, your finances, your diet, your productivity, whatever, and just start writing everything down. Every dollar you spend, every calorie you eat, every minute you waste scrolling. The simple act of tracking makes the unconscious conscious.
This is so unbelievably effective because of a simple truth. You can't improve what you don't measure. Think about it. From Olympic athletes tracking every single workout to CEOs tracking every key business metric, all high performers are obsessive trackers. It brings what was hidden in the dark out into the light, and that gives you the power to change it.
Okay, so you start tracking. You're making better choices. Awesome. But eventually, the motivation starts to fade. The new habits feel like a chore. The initial excitement is gone. So what keeps you going when things get boring and tedious and just plain hard?
The truth is, willpower, it's a finite resource. It's like a muscle. It gets tired, and it will eventually run out. To keep going for the long haul, you need something far more powerful. You don't need willpower, you need why power, a deep, personal, emotional reason that fuels you when discipline just isn't enough.
Let me put it this way. Imagine there's a long wooden plank on the ground. I offer you $20 to walk across it. You'd do it, right? Easy money. But what if I take that exact same plank and place it between two skyscrapers? Suddenly, $20 doesn't seem like nearly enough motivation, does it?
But what if we changed one thing? What if your child was on the other side and that building was on fire? You wouldn't even hesitate. You'd race across that plank without a second thought. The task didn't change, the danger didn't change, your why changed. When your reason for doing something is big enough, you can figure out any how. And that is the incredible power of your why. It is the core engine that drives absolutely everything. It connects those small, daily, sometimes really boring choices to your biggest dreams and your deepest values. When you have a powerful enough why, you have the fuel to stay consistent, and that consistency is what ignites the compound effect and makes you unstoppable.
So that brings us to the final question, and this one is for you. Knowing what you know now about the incredible power of small, consistent choices and the absolute necessity of a driving motivation, what is the one tiny change, powered by your deepest why, that you can commit to starting today? The one thing that will begin compounding toward the future you truly want. I really hope you got a ton of value out of this breakdown. The book itself goes so much deeper, and if you want to grab a copy, I've left a link for you in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to MindSwitch Books for more summaries like this one, and we'll see you in the next one.